What's going on, everyone? Welcome to an NFL Week 13 Blitz recap podcast with Gmia. We're going to jump right into it right now with the Chiefs and the Falcons. This was a very, very exciting game. Initially, I thought the Falcons would win it. There's been a lot of people that have said to me, Gmia, you're pretty hard on, Matty Ice. You should give Matty Ice a chance. You should, understand that he's playing on an MVP level. All I'm going to say is this. An MVP is not throwing a pick back for 2 points to Eric Berry. Listen, you got to make a safe throw there. And he played a great game. Listen, guys, I watch these games, and usually while I'm watching it, I'm under the influence of alcohol, okay? So I'm even more excited or more disappointed. And I was very disappointed in the Falcons with that decision. Because even if he throws the ball away, you understand what I'm saying? Even if he throws the ball away, it's going to work out. Even if he just throws the ball away, bro. Just don't do it. If you know that that's going to happen, because that takes away all the momentum, everything like that. And when you look at it and you watch the play, because I watched the play over and over again, and that was his second, Eric Berry had another pick six earlier in the game, so we're not going to really talk about that with Matty Ice. But Julio Jones was hurt. Sanu was off and on the field, so I understand that his weapons weren't there, but you still have to make better decisions. And that's what I'm saying when I talk about Matty Ice. At his biggest point, I had so many Atlanta fans ream me on one of my past videos. Oh, bro, all this crap, you're just a hater, all this stuff like that. When I said he's going to let you down when you need him the most. I'm not going to say that about somebody that I've been watching a long time if they come through. This man does not come through in the clutch. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's an overall bad quarterback. I'm just saying he doesn't have the clutch gene. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Can you win with him? Regular season, possibly. But you're not going anywhere with Matty Ice at the quarterback position. You have Tony Gonzalez in a stacked team, and you guys still got whipped at home by the 49ers, bro. You guys remember that? That's all I'm trying to say. And the Chiefs, they just continue to fly under the radar. Nobody's giving them any respect. They're out there playing good defense every week, in and out. The team is gelling together, and everybody's just acting like they don't exist. Look, in that division, the Chiefs and the Raiders are gonna have to battle that out, man. That's all I'm gonna tell you right now. But we're gonna get to the Raiders later and how I feel about them. When they were down 15 and them coming back. The Lions and the Saints. Let me just say this about the Lions. Jim Caldwell, I never respected him. I put him in a category of one of the worst coaches ever. He's starting to slowly get away from the worst coaches in the NFL right now. Because when you pick Drew Brees off like it's, like kids in a candy store just picking up lollipops, that's huge. They really dominated this game on the road, and I was very, very impressed with the Lions. And can anybody remind me who used to be on the Lions? This guy, Megatron, Calvin Johnson. With him retiring, I didn't expect Matthew Stafford to bounce back the way that he's doing it right now. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect Golden Tate to be the guy that he's become. None of these things were expected. But I am going to tell you this. The Saints, they're going to have to do something as far as the players. Whatever look, something has to go. I think Brandon Cooks is coming up for either an extension or they're going to trade him or, release him or something. But he's eligible. I think he's coming up to free agency. I don't know if Drew Brees' arm is still as strong as it needs to be to get that ball down the field. I'm not hating on Drew Brees. I'm just saying, Michael Thomas, these boys are fast. And you need somebody that could throw the ball deep down the field. And I don't know if Drew Brees' arm is the same. Looking at some of those passes, man, I can't really tell you that it is. And I've been saying this for a while. Listen, we're human. We decline unless you're from another galaxy or another planet and you're listening to my podcast. That's definitely appreciated. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the humans on Earth. You decline. And that's what's happening with Drew Brees. He doesn't have the arm strength to do the same things. It's not the same thing anymore. That's all I'm trying to explain to people. You expect these guys to be superhuman, and they're not. This guy had a shoulder surgery. This guy had certain things that happened when he was with the Chargers. You guys got to understand that this is not something that just goes away. You got to continuously work, and sometimes your body breaks down, and it looks to me like his arm is a little bit, lackluster. But I got to give a lot of credit to the Lions. To beat the Saints at home is huge, regardless of how sucky they are. They always play great at home. I know you guys see, 3 or 4 picks from this guy, Drew Brees. It was just so crazy at the end of the game. He's still throwing picks when they're trying to score. It was sad. A very, very disgusting sighting of Drew Brees. I don't know what he was doing. If he was on your fantasy team, I know you guys were raging. That's all. Oh, Jeff Fisher at 4-8. He gets a contract extension. I don't know who the owner is of the Los Angeles Rams or the GM or the person that's responsible for extending Jeff Fisher's contract. but it's either he takes a lot of drugs or something is going on there, or Jeff Fisher has some really big dirt on him, because it doesn't make any sense. Jeff Fisher is the prime example of underachieving on a national stage, and he just keeps getting rewarded. And then you want everyone to teach their kids, if you don't do the right thing, you can't succeed. And they're watching Jeff Fisher like, hold up, mom, hold up, dad. This dude is a bum as a coach, and he's still getting more. It just doesn't make, it's not good for the children. It's not good for the viewers. It messes up psyche. Jeff Fisher should be fired 15 times in the same day. The dude is horrible as a coach. Okay? And then you go up against the Patriots, Tom Brady getting his 201? His 201, he has 201 wins right now. The dude is a boss. You know what I'm saying? Coming from nothing to something, and all the things that he's done. I don't care about the Spygate, Ygate, all kinds of gate with the gate. Doesn't matter. You have to give the man credit for what he has achieved, and you have to shut your mouth and stop worrying about Deflategate and all kind of gates, because it doesn't matter. All I'm going to tell you is this. The man has consistently done the same thing regardless of what has been brought up against him. That tells you something. It lets you know that this man is a great player regardless of what's going on. So I'm going to say this right now. Bill Belichick against a rookie QB has never been a good thing. And look, it is what it is. I try to tell everybody right now, Jared Goff should have been out there a long time ago. He should have been out there Jeff Fisher is a freaking douchebag. Look, I don't know how he got an extension though. Yeah, I don't want to talk about the Rams anymore because I'm really disgusted with everything that's going on with that organization. And I don't understand how the players look him in the face and take him seriously. The guy is a joke. He's an outright joke. But once again, congratulations to Tom Brady. He's the winningest quarterback in NFL history right now. That is absolutely a marvelous achievement with all the great players that we've known that have played this great game. Broncos and the Jags. The Broncos were able to pull this out. I'm very happy about this because the Broncos offense sucks. But Von Miller came out, did what he had to do towards the end of the game and saved the day. The Jags are horrible, okay? This is not a secret. This is not something that people don't know. Blake Bortles is a joke. I don't know which way they're going to go. I thought he was a lot better than what he is this year. He's been a huge disappointment. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he just, if it's just something that happened as far as, going forward. You have a good, a decent year and you think you're going to be better and then you just collapse. Or, maybe he lost his girlfriend or something, or he's not getting nookie at home. I don't know what he's doing, but he's horrible. He sucks. The Broncos' offense is not too much to write home about either, but defensively, if you could play defense, you're going to be fine. The one thing the Broncos are not doing that I think is going to cost them, they can't run the ball. They really can't run the ball. I'm watching this game like, what the hell are they? They really can't run the ball, so you can't expect your quarterback to be able to run play action and do the things that you need to do in order to succeed if you can't run the ball. So right now, the Broncos defense is solely what's saving this team. The Jags, we knew they were out of it for a while now, but I thought they could fight back and make this game a little bit more close. They didn't. They suck. And that's the end of that, bro. The Texans and the Packers, this was a nice snow game right here. At the end of the game, that touchdown to Hopkins, that was garbage time in my opinion, bro. And I knew the guy was going to miss the field goal because you just knew it was going to come because the Texans are so horrible. But Brock Osweiler, overall, he is what we thought he was. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, he's not... Look, guys, don't expect this guy to be what you think he is. If you're a Texans fan, do not put your hopes into Brock Osweiler, okay? Just don't do it. If you do, you're going to be very disappointed, okay? The Packers now, they're making a push. They're still winning games. Aaron Rodgers made some really good throws. They were able to move the ball in the snow. It was a boring game for the most part. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a lot of action going on every time he would, flip and flip back. Like, it was nothing really happening. But they were able to do what they needed to do to get this win. And that's all the Packers have to do right now, because you just know that somehow, some way, Aaron Rodgers is going to be Aaron Rodgers at some point. But throughout the beginning of the season, he wasn't Aaron Rodgers that he should be. He wasn't that Aaron Rodgers. And people need to stop acting like this guy always just has a great game. He doesn't. Sometimes he plays lackluster. But he's been playing better. And guys have been getting open, and they've been able to run the ball a little bit more, and the defense has been playing better. That's the key. The defense has been playing better. If you look overall at the Packers and you see the way their defense have been playing for the last couple weeks, you would see a different turnover differential and stuff like that. They're playing better. So as long as your defense can play and get a stop, you're going to probably do better by feeding off of that on the offensive side. But they played the Texans. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I don't know how the Texans would even had a winning record to start. No, they played a lot of bums, though. Look, regardless of what it is, the Packers are going to probably make a push to go to the playoffs somehow, some way, because the Vikings suck. You know what I'm saying? So we have to figure out how we're going to do this. But it is what it is at this point. The Eagles and the Bengals. I'm going to say this right now. I'm not going to be mad at Carson Wentz. This guy's a rookie quarterback that stepped up. He had to fill some really big shoes to come in and be an NFL quarterback. Is a big job. I'm not saying he had to fill Sam Bradford's shoes. I'm glad they traded that bum. But what I'm saying is, to be an NFL starting quarterback as a rookie is a huge thing. He had some really, really bad throws. He had a throw that was batted back to him. He tried to run around with it. Like those things are gonna happen to rookies. I'm not even gonna sit up here and say that I don't like Carson Wentz as a football player, because that's what I judge people. Look, I don't do personal stuff here. I'm looking at you as a football player. If I do a recap about anything, I'm looking at what you do, not what you did last night. If you banged my mom's by accident, I don't care about that stuff. I'm going based on what you do. Carson Wentz is going to be a good quarterback in this league. I want to say great, but I got to see how he develops. He has all the tools necessary to be a good quarterback in this league. I'm not mad at him. I think he's going to be okay. I think this is just growing pains, and I think they're going to be all right. The receivers, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't know what's going on. A lot of guys injured, stuff like that. That's fine. But this is primarily about Carson Wentz. I'm not going to talk about the Eagles' defense. They've been garbage for the last couple of weeks. I don't even know what has happened to them. Other than their front seven, their line and their linebackers, their secondary is horrible. The Bengals, I don't know what got into Andy Dalton. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say what it is. That dude the Red Rocket is garbage. But the man shined yesterday. And I got to give him credit. You know what I'm saying? If you guys were smart enough to put him in your fantasy lineup, which I know a whole bunch of you guys didn't, because you guys know he's garbage, kudos to you guys for playing him. Probably you knew something we didn't, because I did not expect the Eagles defense to give up this many points. But look, it is what it is, man. I don't know what to tell you. Look, the NFL is the NFL any given Sunday. Next game as we move on right now, the Dolphins and the Ravens. The Ravens outright dominated this game from beginning to end. They showed that there's no wild card with the Dolphins. The Dolphins suck. That's pretty much what they showed. I don't know how the Dolphins were even considered a wild card team to begin with, but, record is record. Ajayi and all that stuff that helped them, boost the momentum. I guess they're losing it. You know what I'm saying? But you still got Tannehill at quarterback. When you have a guy like Tannehill at quarterback, you can't expect to go anywhere. And I want to be very clear about that. I don't know what you guys are smoking, but you need to pass that. You know what I'm saying, bro? If it's legal in your state. Because Tannehill is outrageous, bro. That dude will do the wildest things on a regular basis. He is not going to be successful in this league. Eventually, he'll either be a wide receiver or a water boy. Those are going to be his only choices very soon, because he's not making plays that are necessary to be made when it's needed the most. But I want to say congratulations to Perriman. That boy he looked it. I'm about to say from the South. You know what I'm saying? Ebonic straight up. He looked it mad fast, bro. That dude is fast. I just hope that he has, a successful career, bro, because he got injured his first year. A lot of people doubted him, doubted his speed, doubted whatever. The guy is showing that he could play this game. Joe Flacco was old, vintage Joe Flacco, granted against the Dolphins. Good to see it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect this game to go this way. I expected it to be a struggle, because usually when these teams play, the Dolphins play good defense. You expect it to be a struggle. It wasn't. It was an outright rape, and that's it. 49ers and Bears. Kaepernick was benched in this game. I don't know why, though. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, why would you bench him? Does Chip Kelly realize that he's the worst coach right now in the NFL? You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, what you put in Blaine Gabbert for Chip? Look, bro, listen. It's like benching a doodle stain for the full-on log of dump that you put in the toilet. It's the same thing. Kaepernick is garbage. Listen, when I said that we wanted Kaepernick, when I was just saying, look, put him in and all that stuff like that, I didn't tell you that Kaepernick was going to be a great quarterback. I just told you guys that he's better than Blaine Gabbert. Did Blaine Gabbert stay in the back and get a safety after he came? Like, this dude, Blaine Gabbert, I don't understand what he's doing. And every time I see him on the field, I have to continue to remind myself, even though America has its flaws, it's the greatest country in the world. Because this is the only country where you could play in the NFL and be a total bum and get paid millions of dollars. Okay? This is so ridiculous, the stuff that was happening right now. Because first of all, you got a guy named Chip Kelly that looks like Humpty Dumpty that's running around. He doesn't know what he's doing. I don't know why he's still a coach in the NFL. I don't know why he hasn't been fired yet. But it's the beauty of the NFL, man. The NFL is becoming something where you can look at it and say, you know what? I can do anything. I can just go out here and not do anything and just be successful. The NFL is really encouraging people to be underachievers. And that's what's really sort of messed with my mind a little bit, because I'm looking at these coaches, a lot of these, Jeff Fisher, Chip Kelly, you know, so I'm trying to figure out, like, you know, what's really going on with these guys? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you really serious about hiring these guys and having them coach grown men? Because Chip Kelly is the worst coach I've ever seen in a long time. He makes Jeff Fisher look like the GOAT. He makes Jeff Fisher look like the GOAT right now. Like, he's really out there doing things that he should not be doing at all. And I know Kaepernick was playing bad. I think he was 1 for something for 4 yards. The guy played like garbage. I'm not saying you shouldn't have benched him. Don't ever misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm gonna be very, very clear. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have benched him. I'm saying that, is there somebody else to put in, like Adam Sandler and the Water Boy, you know, your grandma, somebody else other than Blaine Gabbert? That's all I'm saying. Find somebody else, because you put in Blaine Gabbert and doesn't make anybody else feel better. You got a garbage team, you're a garbage coach, and you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, do something different. The Bears, though, I will tell you this about the Bears. The Bears, when they play good D, they're a team to be reckoned with, man. They don't really, I don't know, man. You know, Leonard Floyd, I'm glad that he passed through concussion protocol. He's doing better. That's very, very good to see that, because you know, he's a rookie, and getting hurt this early could prove detrimental for your overall season. He came back, he did some really good things, got a sack here and there. I like what he's doing. I like how he's developing. The Bears, John Fox is a horrible coach as well. We'll see what happens with them, but I don't know what the Bears are going to do. They should have to start with getting rid of Jay Cutler, however, and we'll see where they go from that, if they're willing to cut the umbilical cord and just get rid of Jay Cutler and see what goes on with that. But until that happens, I don't know what's going on with the Bears. The Bills and the Raiders. The Raiders fought back, bro. The Raiders fought back heavy. And let me just say this right now. When you're down, what was it, down like 15 or something, they fought back, Derek Carr and these boys. When you're down like that, right, and you feel like it's so easy to lay down, a lot of teams would have laid down there. Let me just say that right now. This is the gritty, gutsy Raiders of the past. This is what Al Davis wanted. Rest his soul, bro. This dude, Al Davis, was a man that had a vision of nothing but speed and Jamarcus Russell. All right, I'm just joking about that. Jamarcus Russell is arguably the worst quarterback to ever be drafted at any time, including, you know, with Ryan Leaf in that situation. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Rex Ryan, you know, eventually he's not going to be a part of the NFL, because I don't think that he would go back and be a defensive coordinator again. I don't think he would be that guy, and I don't think there's any position available for him in the league, because him and his brother just need to go away into a cave and just lock the door, bro, with a piece of rock or something, just go away. Because when you are up against a playoff team like the Raiders, and you have a chance to show the world that you are ready to go, not ready, ready to go, and you let them come back and beat you by 14, that's not too good, bro. That's not something that that you're gonna get credit for. You should be ashamed of yourself, the entire organization. You know, everybody that's part of it, the wives, everybody should be ashamed of the way that the Bills finished this game. And I listen, guys, I already knew the Bills were gonna lose the game. I just didn't expect it to be like this, for them to be winning and to hurt the fans more. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna get blown out, just go out there and get blown out and just do whatever. Even though you only lost by 14, they scored 15 unanswered points, did whatever they wanted to do, and just did you dirty. It was a really, really bad ending to this game. So, all in all, the Bills are the Bills. They are who we thought they are. No, they are who we thought they were. Let's use proper pronunciation here. The Giants and the Steelers. The Giants really, really disappointed me. You know, being from New York, even though I thought the Steelers would win this game, I didn't expect them to really contain OBJ the way they did, because I don't think the Steelers have good corners. I don't think they do. You know what I'm saying? I think the Steelers have a good front four. I think they have a decent linebacking core, you know, starting off with Shazier. You know, James Harrison is old as F. I just didn't expect this to happen. I didn't expect this to go the way it did, but that's the way the Steelers play, though. The Steelers are very, very wild, because you don't never know what you're going to get from them. So I don't know how to feel about this game, because it's not like the Steelers are garbage. You know what I'm saying? But the Giants should have done a little bit more in this game. In my opinion, I think they should have done a little bit more to make it a fight. But all in all, I think the Giants have to play the Cowboys again, right? So let's see what happens with that. Let's see what goes on with the NFC East, how that works out. But the Steelers, you know, I said this before. The Steelers are a dangerous team when they're clicking. And primarily, I don't think they were at full click, yesterday, but they did enough to beat on the Giants. And, that's suitable. That's suitable to do that for them because it increases their playoff hopes. The Redskins and the Cardinals. We all know about Carson Palmer. We know he's a bum, stuff like that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We know he's so bad that Bruce Arians had a heart attack looking at his face in one game and just went to the hospital and listen, oh my God, it's my starting quarterback. Oh, help me please. Help me please. Like, that's what I heard happen. You know what I'm saying? The dude looked at him and did that same thing that I just did right there. But let's forget about all that. Let's just look at the fact that the Redskins, in my opinion, were supposed to win this game. If you look at this game overall, right, and you just try to analyze what was going on and you look at some of the bad reads that happened, both ways, Carson Palmer and Kirk Cousins, and you just look at the way the defenses were playing, you would say that it's more than likely you would take the Redskins to win this game 9 out of 10 times. The Cardinals winning this game is a prime example of what a lot of people are saying about Kirk Cousins himself. And I'm not saying that he's not a guy you should pay. He's shown that he can ball. I'm not hating. Look, I think you should pay him. The only problem that I have is that I need a quarterback that's going to be able to finish. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that, especially with the game with the Dallas Cowboys, he wasn't able to finish. And it's starting to become a problem for me because go back to the Tim Tebow days. Remember how Tim Tebow was straight garbage through the first 3 quarters? And in the fourth quarter, the dude would just be clutch? I need that gene in a lot of other players. Even though Tim Tebow doesn't get the credit or whatever like that, because you just straight trash throughout the whole game. His QBR was like -4. The fourth quarter was always something that was special. And that's what I'm trying to find out. Does anybody have that gene other than Tim Tebow? I know Tom Brady has it. He'll drive it down in the fourth quarter. Derek Carr is showing that he has it right now. I can't really think about a lot of other quarterbacks. Tom Brady. Derek Carr is on the... I'm just going to say Tom Brady for right now. That I'm guaranteed that I'll put my money on to make a drive with a minute left down the whole field. I would go with Tom Brady if I'm not thinking about Tim Tebow's clutch gene. I don't know what the hell's going on with these quarterbacks, but I will tell you this. The game, it just showed that the Redskins are probably not going to make the playoffs because they're probably not going to be able to beat anybody because they don't come up when it counts the most. The Cardinals, we already know. You know what I'm saying, bro? We got to see what happened with the Cardinals because the AFC West? No, NFC West. It's kind of, they probably won't make it. Nah, because the Seahawks is balling. Nah, they're not going to make it. The Buccaneers and the Chargers. Jameis Winston, bro. Listen, you guys better start recognizing this boy's talent because I kind of expected the Chargers to win this game. Defensively and offensively, the Buccaneers are starting to understand that, they can compete. It's going to get really, really gritty soon. Remember, this is a team that beat the Seahawks. I don't know what is happening with the Bucs right now, but I will tell you this. If somehow, some way they end up in the playoffs, right? The team that has to play them, it's not going to be an easy game, bro. This team has shown that they can play with a team with a great offense and a team with a great defense in back-to-back weeks. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but I'm seeing a lot of impressive things, bro. And I'm not, look, guys, I'm not saying that they're going to win the Super Bowl. All I'm saying is they're starting to grow together. And if they can get some consistency and keep the coach and not fire them and keep doing craziness and just try to get some of the things going on with the players, the Bucs they could be some contenders, bro. They could be a playoff team pretty much every year. Jameis Winston has to limit the mistakes. He has a big arm. He can run. He makes good decisions for the most parts. For the most part of the game, he makes good decisions, but he has those times where he has brain farts and just throw the ball to the other team. If he's able to limit his mistakes, he's going to be a threat. Phillip Rivers, I've always told you, he's a top QB in the league, defense, and he's missing most of his offensive starters, and he's still able to come through, but I still respect Phillip Rivers as a quarterback in this league. Going on to the final game, the Panthers and the Seahawks. You can look at the score. Well, if you're not looking at the score and you're listening to me on podcasts, on iTunes, Android, or iHeartRadio, or you're at GmiasWorld and you're just listening to it or downloading it from GmiasWorld, which you can also, the score was 40-7. The Panthers have become a mockery of what the NFL is. Ron Rivera has become a joke. Cam Newton has become a joke. The entire organization has become a joke just 1 year after making a Super Bowl run. And this is why I told people from the first week, I said to you guys, Cam Newton is never going to forget that he did not jump into that pile with that fumble, because that is your one moment to show what you're made of, and he didn't show that he had the heart. And I told you that would resonate with him through his play for the rest of his career. And you guys said no, it's one play. Look at what this man is doing. Because you can't get away from that. You can't stand around on the biggest stage in the biggest game and not jump in that pile. And I'm sorry, but certain things you do reflects who you are. You cannot do that. You have to dive in there and show your team that you're willing to risk it for the biggest game ever. Now, the Seahawks went in here, and this was an old-fashioned, straight beat down. The Seahawks has once again showed their dominance, and I think that they'll take, of course, they're going to take the NFC West. I think this is a team that nobody wants to play right now if they play like this, and I think they're ready for the playoffs right now as we gear up and we finish out Week 13. I think they're ready, and I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't think anybody wants to face the Seahawks team right now, and I think the Panthers suck. Those are the things that I want you to take away from the rest of this whole entire podcast. Those two things. Until next time, one love.